Hello everybody, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be doing king and pawn endgames. So, like, the basic endgames. You might not get to this, but sometimes you do. So I am going to set up an example here. So the first thing you gotta learn when learning about king and pawn endgames is the rule of the square. It is white to move. Now, white plays pawn to a4. Now, what you gotta think is you gotta draw an imaginary box. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So, this is the rule of the square. If the king gets inside the square, the pawn cannot promote by itself. But the king just moved there. The king is not inside the box. So the pawn can just go boop, 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 and make queen. So that would be the example. Now, if the king was here, and then the pawn came up and the king moved here, you can see that the king is inside the square. So the pawn cannot promote by itself. That is very simple, very easy to learn, and that is the #1 thing you can do. So again, rule of the square. White to move here. Here is the king inside the square. No? Okay, let me just promote my pawn. Then here is the king inside my square. Yes, so I have to move my king and kind of get my king to help my pawn promote. That is very simple, guys. Very simple to learn. And, yeah, you guys should know that. It's pretty easy. Okay, I'm just going through what I'm trying to do here. Notes. Okay. Alright. So, next one is called shouldering. So, a position here for you guys would be this. So, in this position, you can see that the king is kind of getting to where the pawn is going to be around this promotion square. Around here. So first, what the king has got to do is it has got to control this square. In almost every pawn game, if your king is on the 7th rank, along with the pawn at its side, the pawn's going to promote no matter what. So first it would be followed by king to c7, and now the black king has nowhere to go. So the black king goes there, pawn goes here, black king goes there, here, and the king has nowhere to go. Here, here, and the pawn's promoting. And it's very simple. Very simple, it's shouldering. So again, here occupies these important key squares for the pawn to promote. If you can get this pawn all the way to the 6th rank, it's promoting. The black king can do nothing, and you're going to win the game. If you have saw my simple checkmates video. Please do not screw up a queen and king checkmate. Please do not. I've seen it way too many times. Okay. So that is shouldering. And the next thing I want to talk about is opposition. So usually, if you're the one with the pawn, you do not want the other king staring at your pawn. So here, in this position, this would probably be a draw. Because the white king's gonna have to go here, and then black king goes here, and now it's just like, and it's guarding it. So you gotta go like here. The black king is gonna go here, and after this, it's probably gonna go like here, here, and you're back to the same position. If here, I just go here and I win your pawn. So that's why when you're here, 1 sec, let me go back to the position. That is why you have to go here, otherwise you're losing the pawn. Simple. So you have to go here. The black king always goes here, and then either way you go, if they go here, he just goes here, and you're back to the same position. If you go here, same thing. I just go here, and I win the pawn. If you go here, same thing. I just win the pawn. So it's a draw from here. So if you ever get this position right here, and you're on the 6th rank, and the black king is staring at the pawn, it's a draw, unless the opponent's stupid and blunders the queen promotion. Now, opposition. So, more opposition. One down. Okay, hero. Okay, so you can tell that the white and black king both are staring at each other. This is called opposition. And it's the same thing with the pawn. The black king staring at the pawn. It's kind of opposition, but not really. It's whatever. The black king's staring at the pawn. You know what I mean. Okay, so this is called opposition. The black kings are staring at each other. And if it is white to move, this endgame is a draw. If it's black to move, this endgame is 1 for white. If it's black's turn to move, he can't go here, here, so he has to go back. So he goes here, and you just create the opposition. And he goes here, you go. This actually would, no? Is it? No, because then he has to go here. Ah, okay, never mind. And then you just go here, and then you win the endgame. And that's GG's. So if it was white to move actually, then they just do this. He creates, now that would be wrong. He goes here, you go here, and you, no, that would actually, here, I'm trying to find a good example. Alright. Okay, so if it was white to move, they would go here, and then after the black king goes like, not there. Here, white king here, creates opposition, you have to move away or behind the pawn. You go here, and it's a draw. It's just a draw. Period. So, remember, when you're in opposition, if it's white to move, the endgame is a draw. If it's black to move, the endgame is 1 for white. Okay, so knight's pawn. I'm going to actually flip the board with this. So it is a knight's pawn. Okay, so this is a very, very, very cool trick. So with the knight's pawn, if you ever get to this position and it's your turn and it's white turn to move, or black turn to move, my bad, black's turn to move. If he plays this, checking your king, this is a blunder and it's a draw. Because you go here, and there's nothing black can do. It's a draw. If black goes here, it's stalemate. It's a draw. So the only option for black to do to avoid stalemate is to give up the pawn, which is stalemate. It's a draw. And so that is a very, 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 very cool trick with the knight's pawn. It's only with the knight's pawn. It can also be with other pawns, but you're going to find it most in the knight's pawn. Okay. Alright. So, that is all you pretty much need to know, I think. Oh, no. There's one more. Alright. So, one more thing. So, if you ever get in a position like this, so white king's here. Alright. So, the black king is always going to try and create opposition. So, if they move this, you go, no, You can't see my pawn, because if they see the pawn, if you just play this, then it's a draw. You blunder, and it's a draw. You create opposition, so if they move, you just mirror them. You just mirror them all the way, and they can move. So they have to go back, and you just bring the pawn. And if they try to go back, no, and you just mirror them. Mirror, mirror, they have to go back. Bring the pawn, try to mirror. Here, 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 here. And then they have to go back. Push, 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 and you win. And that is the only real thing I need to kind of point out. That is kind of the thing I need to point out. Alright, so just remember, never let the black king see your pawn, because if they do, and you can't block their vision with the pawn, it is going to be a draw. And there's nothing you can do. So remember, rule the square. So number 1, you need to remember, rule the square. Number 2, opposition. And number 3, stalemate on the 7th rank. And the last thing pretty much I need to do is if your king's ever on the 7th rank, 99% of the time you are going to have a pawn promotion. So that is all you need to know. I hope you guys enjoyed. There are going to be more endgame videos coming out. This is just very basic stuff. And yeah, just write in the comments if I missed anything. I might have been a bit unclear with this, but I don't know. I'd have to see how the video turns out. But yeah, just remember 4 things: rule the square, opposition, the trick on the knight's pawn, and then if the king's on the 7th rank, the pawn's promoting. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. I don't know what it's going to be on yet, but yeah, I'll get to it. Alright.